G'day folks, how you going? Welcome to episode 2 of Escaping Reality. In our last episode we had a look at pretty much my wish list of potential tow vehicles and possible caravans. We also looked at the process I went through to actually try and find those vehicles. So as you saw, we settled on a Nissan Navara. So in this episode we'll have a look through that vehicle and we'll have a look through the van we've got as well. So why the Nissan? Well, I'm not really fussed in different brands of cars as long as it does the job I need it to do. So on the top of my list was it needed to have plenty of power to be able to pull the van around the country at highway speeds. So V6 3 litre turbo diesel, tick, got that one. Needed to be able to tow at least 3.5 tonnes. Well, this does 3 tonnes, tick, got that one. It needed to be comfortable inside. I've said before, I like my comfort. So I've got plenty of room in here. In the Pajero I was a little bit more squeezed in here. Not really a lot of room. So in this one, there's a little bit more room around and I can sit quite comfortable. Speaking of comfort, I quite often carry people. So in the back seats, I wanted there to be plenty of room, or at least some room, between the back seat and the front seat so that people can sit in there. Some twin cab utes, they're pretty tight and it's hard to get anything in there, let alone a person. So I wanted to have a little bit of space. This has got reasonably good space in between the seats. And the last thing was, this is my wife's daily drive. So being a bigger car, and she needs to be able to see her way around. So it was important to have either a reverse camera built into it or I would have to install one. This particular car came with a reverse camera installed, so that was one job I didn't need to do. So there was another tick. So let's look at the outside first. As I said, I store my caravan in a shed, so height is an issue. This thing came in at about 2.8 metres and my roof is 3 metres, so I don't have a lot to play with there, but we just managed to squeeze it into there. As you go down the side of the van, it does have an outside table with a 12 volt power socket there, so I can plug a TV or something like that into there. It has on the back of it a jerry can holder and a rear wheel mount on the back with a rear camera. Now the camera that was on here was a wireless one, which we didn't get the head for it, so it's not really much use to us. So I've replaced that with a new one. We'll look at that one later. Yeah, for the outside, that's pretty much it. Oh, one last thing. It also has a generator box on the front A-frame. Some years ago, I bought a 4.5 kVA generator to run the house when the power goes out. And it just so happens to turn out that this generator fits nice and neatly in the box on the front of the van. So I'm going to have a crap load of power when we go away free camping. There is also a very large front boot area which I quite like because the gas bottles are nicely hidden away out of the weather, so there won't be any problems with the rain or dust getting into the workings of it. One thing we knew was that we didn't want to have a door opening up into our bedroom. You'll camp somewhere, the last thing you want to do if you've got the door open is that people can see into your bedroom. So we wanted our entry into the kitchen. As you can see, there are heaps of cupboard space. Our daughter bought us the grey Nomad sign, but we consider ourselves not quite there yet, so it'll just stay there until it's time to go outside. And we have a gas and electric hot water system. We had to buy 2 new TVs to go in here. This one is a 12 volt TV as well as running on mains. And the microwave can be used as a conventional oven as well. From the kitchen you move into the bedroom, which has an east-west queen size bed. Again, you can see there is a fair bit of cupboard space. And a couple of little cupboards on the other side of the van with a shelf between them, which I got no idea what you'd put on the shelf because it would probably fall off anyway. And the required slightly larger TV for the bedroom. I said I like my comfort. There's a couple of little cupboards next to the bed and some 12 volt power supplies as well to help for charging phones and things at night time. And the last section at the back of the van is the ensuite. And there'll be no queuing up at the laundromat for us, thank you very much. Another important feature for us was to have a wooden door to the ensuite, because there are times when you just need to have that little extra privacy that a concertina door will not give you. And the whole van is kept comfortable by a surprisingly quiet air conditioning system. So that's going to be our home away from home. In the next episode, we're going to look at some of the modifications and changes I've made to both the tow vehicle and to the caravan. If you've liked what you've seen, hit the thumbs up down the bottom down there and consider subscribing to the channel. If you've got any comments, put them down there as well, because other people might be interested in seeing what you've got to say. Anyway, till next time, happy travels.